energy.
I tell you one more time. There he goes, Will. There he goes, Will. There he goes, Will. There he goes.
Fuka Kirimani, wekwate Rock Boom Energy Drink. Odizibwemu amanya mapia, mbagira wo. Rock Boom Energy Drink.
Feel the positive energy. This season,
This is very good.
a huge bribe
Make
could change attitudes.
Is this why you and Ethan have been meeting? Their only child.
Take them off.
You have to tell Gilbert where. Stop this nonsense. I need you to be honest with me and tell me the truth.
Where are you going?
Sorry, you need to pay first, then I can help you.
And I told him that then you would kill him.
Where is your father?
Where everything is not what it
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
on the next episode of
Kono na NTV otunalwa tulabise era nga tuli Masaka twaletede kazo kusasira ngali mu poko ne Eagle Production kyekyabantu binogena kutuzaako mu ngeri mugenda batukulengera musajja wire mukabya
Negu mahi. Aha, omuntu omubuusi pastor.
Pastor atenga ragamba fini binengeje bigize bena bitunyonyola mpozi ne fina mugerwa gwe bakatwalako omusajja naga bamupasudde ye yali abigaba bane kati byenagenda kwa bitunyonyola ku NTV Kona sawanya kitundu mayozi wa miti mu Masaka.
At Orange, we know that running out of airtime can happen to anyone. That's why we bring you Wetase. Simply dial *161# to get going again. Convenience changes with Orange. Today changes with Orange. News Updates is brought to you by
Sadolin, color your world. Trusted and admired for generations.
Good afternoon. This is NTV. My name is Malcolm Sima. Let's have a look at the headlines ahead of NTV at 1. Coming up, Ministry of Health teams up with the private sector to immunize every Ugandan child. And East African countries emerge top at the International Tourism Expo in Berlin, Germany. Also coming up, Libya's General National Congress passed a no-confidence vote against the Prime Minister. Stay tuned to NTV. All these and more will be coming up at the top of the hour.
Help your walls withstand extreme weather conditions with WeatherGuard only from Sadolin. You need to choose the right company. Sadolin, color your world. Trusted and admired for generations.
NTV, turning on your world.
Aro, give me 5 stress, 3 gonorrhea.
Kale muli wano, you think you've brought car passers? Omwana yena sobola gamba super deep. Si myaka jaffe.
I'm like, I like my swag too. So what about it? Then she was like, I also like your accent. That village accent. Now
Will you shut your lips? I don't think I'm shutting your lips. There is something you need to know about Chris.
And I'll find my corner, maybe tonight.
I don't want him. Anyone near my baby. I don't want to see him.
Just save it. Save it.
Stop it. That's not happening.
I just wanna hold
Listen, I don't get what you're saying.
This woman is trouble. She's going to ruin my everything. I can't even trust myself around her.
Remember who the boss is here. How can I forget? She's running after a married man and she's making me do all her dirty work. I can't see.
Oh, give me love, mama, give me love. Give me love like never before. 'Cause lately I've been craving more.
NTV, turning on your world.
The biggest in its 111th year history.
I am shocked at how well Drift looks, or how good Drift looks. I think he's going to have a pretty simple transformation, generation toy line wise, but he looks really cool. He's in blue, navy blue, powder blue, black, and the gold face and gold swords. Just a very interesting, cool looking robot mode. His vehicle mode.
More than 1,000 toy companies and manufacturers exhibited products ranging from simple card games to high-tech robots. Though it is all fun and games at Toy Fair, we see lots of products making a push towards education through puzzles.
Welcome back from Kenya, and I hope you loved it. Phoebe, wasn't it fantastic?
It was always fantastic. It's always fantastic there. Yeah. You can stop asking me that question because you know it's fantastic. You know?
Yeah.
This is Planet K. Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, and don't forget, for any views or comment, write to the address below the screen, SMS your views to 6565, and like our Facebook page, NTV Planet K. And don't forget, if you have any event,
don't forget, please, 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 we need these events. Come to Kampala Serena Conference Center with your invitation and look for NTV and Nakaumbe, and she will give you full detail, and you'll be able to see yourself on TV, and then you'll be like, Mommy, that's me on TV, Mommy.
And don't forget, we're probably sponsored by Pimpa Chibabagam. You know, it's wonderful, it's sweet and tasty. Grab yourself one at the nearest shop near you, and you know what, you will enjoy it, and you'll say Planet K is the best, and Pimpa is the fantastic one too. Actually, we're still bringing more. Don't forget, you can catch me on Instagram, David Izolwaga, as well, Facebook and Twitter. Anyway, let's go to KL and see what's going on in there.
Fly through the sky, through the sky, through the sky.
Hello kids, I'm Dr. Douglas from Crane Health Services. Just here to discuss with you about some health issues that concern your life. We know that as kids, though we have parents, but we are equally responsible for our lives. And so it's important for us to also know some of the issues that affect us, that affect our lives, such that we can also be able to contribute to our health. I request you to be a good student and sit down and listen as we go on. I will begin with pneumonia. You could have heard of it out there, or you may not know it, but pneumonia is one of the serious infections, the leading cause of death among young children, especially those of the age 5 years and below. Not meaning that if you're out there and you're more than that, you've gone beyond it. No, you can still suffer from it, or you can help your little brother or little sister, watch over them, and also see that they're not taken up by this killer disease. Pneumonia is a disease that affects the lungs. It's basically caused by bacteria, like one of them being Streptococcus pneumoniae, and other kinds of bacteria that actually go down through our respiratory tract and affect the lung parenchyma cells. These are cells that make up our lungs, and they help in our breathing. You know, when you're breathing, air just goes in, but then that air has to be transferred deep into our blood system to benefit our operation of the whole body. So when they are affected, that means their functioning is also affected, and therefore the oxygen you're taking in will not be well absorbed in the body, and so you're going to have difficulties in functioning, because oxygen does a very big role of our lives. Every activity you do, be it any exercise, your growth, and all the kinds of activities you do, even your writing, your reading, you need oxygen, because it helps through the processes of metabolism to help us get energy to play, energy to read, energy to understand, and energy to even to keep awake. And when you're weak and you don't have more energy, that's why you begin to feel your brain shutting down, and then you begin to feel sleepy. So those are one of the roles of oxygen. This kind of disease like pneumonia is so dangerous to us because it affects this important organ in our body, our lungs. And so that means if a child gets pneumonia, they are going to be presenting with different kinds of manifestations that will impede or hinder them from normal functions. Their lung cells have been affected, and so this kid will automatically begin to have cough, because cough is a reflex in our bodies as a way the body is trying to get rid of germs. But when the body system is overwhelmed, then the germs will have to go down. So cough will develop because the whole respiratory tract has been compromised, and so the child begins to cough, and as the infection goes on, we begin to also get fever. Fever is increase in temperature, and so you begin to feel hot, sweating, and other things begin to follow depending on the age. The babies and those who are a bit 1 year, and then those who are above 1 year, they begin to present differently. You begin to feel difficulties in breathing. You're breathing very fast, more than usual. Even when you have not done any serious work, you feel you're not breathing well, as though the air is not reaching down within you, because the cells have been compromised. And so you become sick, and other people fail to eat. The child fails to eat, fails to drink. They just keep on crying sometimes. So as a child, you should know this. When you see your baby sister or you see you're failing to breathe, you should take concern and report to mommy very fast, such that you will be taken to the hospital to get medication. So that's one of the ways pneumonia presents in a child. And so as a little child, there is nothing much you can do apart from running to your mother. If at all you got a cough, you feel you're not feeling fine, you should run to mommy or daddy and tell them about how you are feeling, such that they may rush you very fast and they take you to the hospital, and then you get medication. And then when you get medication, you automatically feel very fine again. They will treat you. There is nothing for you can do, but the doctors know exactly what to do. So your work is to make sure you report to mommy. Don't sleep. Don't go to bed. Don't go and cover yourself because you're not feeling okay. The first thing you should do, run to mommy and daddy, tell them how you're feeling, such that they take you very fast. Because if you don't get immediate treatment, you may end up dying, and that's not good for you, and you wouldn't want to die, I guess so. So that's what you can do. And when you do that, you help your brother, sister, you help your your brothers, and even yourself. We are going to be able to avoid pneumonia. And you know what? Pneumonia can get healed. It's curable. So you should be encouraged with that. Yet not everyone who has cough has pneumonia, but it's one of the first signs that presents. So when you see one having it, you need to advise them or tell an elder person to help them. So that was all about pneumonia we can share today.
Welcome back from Kelf, and I hope you enjoyed it. David, what do you think about Kelf?
I don't think about anything about, but I know it's a fact. It's really good for our health, and I want you to learn from it. And don't forget, we are proudly sponsored by Pimp Up. So grab yourself a Pimp Up to get energy, sweetness, and then you can do sports fantastically and very well. Anyway, that's all we had for you this week in K-Health. But now,
let's go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back with K-Talk.
NTV, turning on your world.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, and my name is David Loaga.
My name is Phoebe Nekesa. This is
Planet K. And don't forget, we're proudly sponsored by Pimp Pops. And don't forget, for any views or comments, that's the address below screen.
Like our Facebook page, NTV Planet.
And you can also SMS reviews to 6565. And you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as David Izo Luaga.
Me, Facebook as Phoebe Abby. We can chat, but remember, if you're sending me a friend request, you also have to put a message saying that you are Planet K fan, you know, because sometimes I get confused.
I accept all friends, so send me a friend request and we shall get it to you more. Actually, let's go to K-Talk and see how we can express our views with the children as they express and talk about this topic. Check it out.
Fly through the sky, through the sky, through the sky.
Hello kids, we're watching Planet K, proudly sponsored by Pin Pop Lollipops. Before we start our discussion, let me first introduce my friends.
Campa Alves from For Yellow. Mwine Victor P5 green.
Aine Alvin Joel P7.
Naminda Betty Tracy P7. Kansime Miriam P5.
Our topic today is about vernacular speaking in school. Do you agree that we will have to speak vernacular in school? Let's begin with Akampa Alvis.
Speaking vernacular damages the school children. Speaking vernacular is not good because children will be like local people.
Speaking vernacular in schools should not be allowed because if a child is speaking vernacular in schools, the community cannot understand what the child is talking about if the community is not of the same tribe with the child.
Speaking vernacular is not good in schools because vernacular is not even our official language. We are colonized by the British. I don't know why we talk vernacular in schools, yet we are colonized by the British. Our official language has to be English. Speaking vernacular in school, it is bad because it can bring about speaking broken English.
Speaking vernacular is very bad in school because when you speak vernacular in school, you are like learning nothing. Speaking vernacular has punishments. Let's see if some of our friends here have ever got these punishments.
When I spoke vernacular, I got a punishment to collect stones in the compound. So I advise you children to stop speaking vernacular because it is bad. When I spoke vernacular, I took a nonsensical word kagal and it brought me problems. They told me to dig the grass. So I would like to advise children to always speak English in schools. Vernacular is allowed to be spoken when you're at home, not at schools.
When I spoke vernacular here at school, I was given a bond to dress it, but when I learned that if you speak vernacular, you can be given punishment. So I advise you not to speak vernacular because you can get a punishment which is even more harmful than mine.
For me, when I spoke vernacular, I was given a punishment to wash utensils, and I advised fellow children not to speak vernacular. When I spoke vernacular, I was punished at the assembly. So I advise the children not to speak vernacular.
For me, I have never been punished of speaking vernacular. But I advise all children who speak vernacular at school to stop it, because when you speak vernacular, you are like learning nothing, because what you learn is all in English. So when you learn while you know vernacular as your language, when you don't know English, I don't know how you'll be able to succeed. That's all we had for you today on Planet K. I remain Irene. Thank you for watching Planet K. Bye.
Fly through the sky, through the sky, through the sky.
Welcome back from K-Talk, and I hope you enjoyed it.
I really liked it, actually. These children have really got talent. And don't forget, you can also SMS. You've used to 6565. And if you have the talent, bring it to Kampala Center Conference Center, and we shall get to talk more about your talent. Anyway, let's get to get talent and see how we, these children, me and you, can express our talent this week. Check it out.
Amanya gange wampita Fred Tumwesije. Agange Isaac Tumusiime.
Agange wampita Sempi Alex.
Amanya gange nze Lubega Bash. Grupu ya Project Triplets Club of Uganda. Twatandika mu mwaka gwa 2006 okutuuka ne kati.
Tuzina, tuyimba, tugenda ne abo twetaze ku mikolo, ku mbaga, Esimu yaffe eri 077 18 50 66 8. Tusangibwa Makindye ku Mbaraka opposite military gate. Brothers in the garden. So kukwebaza ticha wange kuwanga senga siye senga sirabako ne kubayimbi bonna bemmanyi kati nga Kenzo naye simulabangako naye senga si ticha wange oyo kama muomukisa ne Kenzo naye mwebaza nnyo otuyamba byonna byatukoledde.
Nali ndi awo nenzija ewatichape gwe bayita Ticha Dauda ne mugamba mbadde nsaa kuyingira mu group eno gye bayita Triplets Club of Uganda naŋŋamba nja kukomawo enkya ntandikiraawo.
Nze najja nali eyo mu kyalo bayitayo Kibibi nali nina birthday kwenzinirako Ticha wange najja naŋŋamba njoyininga egulupu yaabwe kuba ebiseera ebyo nali mmanyi bya Michael Jackson naye kati neyongerako. Gulupu we nagitandikiramu nalina sisita wange eyanyingizaamu naŋŋamba osobola ozina neŋŋenda ewa Ticha nemusaba amuyita Ticha Dauda nemusaba nemugamba njagala kuyingira mu mazina. We nayingira mu mazina kati yenze the best nze asinga. Nze nali ndawo abaana abazina nga simanyi oba group eno we bagiyita ne bandagira ne bagamba esangibwa ku Brothers nenzija neŋŋamba Ticha wange Ticha Dauda ne mugamba nange njagala okuyingira naŋŋamba jangu enkya yeebale nnyo Ticha Dauda yeebalire ddala. Training tugikola buli Lwamukaaga ne Sunday.
Okugeza nga ku Lwokutaano nga tuvuddeyo ku ssomero enkya ne tusoma Saturday we tuvaayo tuba tulinayo kasho ku Lwomukaaga nga tugenda.
Tufunyemu abatuwazi Bafale. Nali nze sirabikanga ku video naye ndabika ku video bammanyi nze baali tebammanyi nga ndi musiiwufu nzenna ngasula ku luyiira naye bannaaye nze meetings abantu bangi nga Eddie Kenzo, Honorable Nabila.
Nfunye omukisa kulabikirako mu video ng'eza Eddie Kenzo ezaffe naffe tuli bayimbi tuyimba era ennyimba zaffe tuziina ozisanga waneno ku NTV era tweyanza nnyo NTV okutuwa omukisa okulabikirako ku TV naffe.
Tugenda bawa mwakapera kuwe tuzze tuyimba guno omuziki gwe tukubye gwomuka gwa kifirika temuli atate very simple n'omutagubala laba oli agamba walala bana abaana bo bagenze wala mu by'omuziki ffe tuli baddala. Nasoma baby yino sinyingidde ani yali amanyi nti ndibeera guda. Remember I don't give a damn no man cast Katonda ye provider. Okay ye provider.
Guno omuziki gana amazina tagasobola mukulu ko obe muto wano juice nasinganye nakato ngali biza zina no bwana obuto mbundete koye Sunday Monday ebera party jagamba eba nice party abaana badigida bowlingo ate abalala mbutoke dance toke dance come on toke dance toke dance. Okay, Triplets take over.
Guno omuziki wengukuba tubanga abakikira mu sausa toze kubala sibya kunyumya tonfisa tonkesa sibya kesa.
Omwana ngo yagala okutwegatako kasita wange olina ekitono ekyoba kyakuyimba oba kyakuzina ojja tusanga eno Makindye opposite military gate obuuza omuntu yenna akulagirira essomero lye bayita Brothers kindergarten ojja kutusangawo.
Abaana mulabe nnyo Planet K ku NTV. Twebaza NTV nabo n'abatuyambye. Big up to NTV.
NTV, turning on your world.
I'd be looking to sell. At what price? More. Much, much more. I don't know who you are or how you know these things, but one thing I'm sure of, you're in the wrong job.
Here, call me tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to hear more from you.
Are you ready for your big break? The East African, understanding the region.
NTV, turning on your world.
Good afternoon, welcome once again. This is NTV at ONE. My name is Malcolm Sim. We're going to bring you the headlines now before we kick off. Ministry of Health teams up with the private sector to immunize every Ugandan child. And East African countries emerged top at the International Tourism Expo in Berlin. And from across the borders, Libya's General National Congress passed a no confidence vote against the Prime Minister. Begin with matters health. The Ministry of Health has partnered with the private sector health providers to ensure that every child in Uganda is immunized. 100 private clinics will receive a fridge and a vaccine carrier under the new partnership. And the move aims at strengthening private health facilities to undertake early detection and provide quality vaccination. The initiative will be made possible with funds from Gavi totaling $19 million. Only accredited private clinics will offer these services free of charge.
According to the Ministry of Health annual performance report, DPT-3 coverage in Uganda stands at 98%. However, it is desirable that all children in Uganda are fully immunized. Hence the need for active participation of the private health practitioners through this new initiative. Health facilities are to be assessed and evaluated for existing capacity to undertake immunization and surveillance services, with eventual selection of the most appropriate facilities done. All these interventions are intended to reduce the number of under and unimmunized children in Kampala.
We want to engage every facility that is going to access the vaccines, the tools, and the equipment through an agreement that when they are providing these services, they will be free of charge to the children.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has created more regional officers for effective handling of case backlog and disposal. And in a statement issued this morning, the DPP also revealed tremendous achievements in prosecuting cases across the country.
Whenever there is a High Court circuit, that's where there is a High Court judge, we have set a Principal State Attorney as a regional officer in charge of that station. And the reason we have done this is to align our structures with those of the judiciary and the police. They are more decentralized than we've been. So we've tried to ensure that wherever there is a High Court judge, we have a Principal State Attorney there in charge of the region. The other reason is we have 109 stations countrywide, and it is very difficult to supervise all of them from Kampala. So we have set up regional offices where they can be supervised for efficient supervision. We did 65 criminal appeals. We did over 16,000 prosecutions in the High Court and over 38,000 prosecutions in Chief Magistrate's Court.
Ugandan traders are demanding areas running in billions worth of goods and services it's supplied to the government of South Sudan. The traders have mooted a list of responses to force the South Sudan government to honor its pledges that today are the date as far as back as 7 years. And in the studio this afternoon, Fred Bahati, the chairman of the South Sudan Traders Publicity Committee, is here to bring us up to speed on those issues. You're very welcome, Bahati.
Yeah, thank you.
Exactly. So how much money are the traders asking from the South Sudan government?
This is about 51 million US dollars, which is coming to around 130 Ugandan billions Ugandan money.
What exactly did they supply? Could you be having the details?
Oh yeah, these were mainly grains. Talk about beans, maize, and other cereals, which were supplied between 2008 and 2010. And this was after the government of Southern Sudan came to Uganda, approached our traders here, who went to banks, who went to these farmers, collected grains and supplied. They entered an agreement. Now, 2 years later, when our people started demanding, they said, we are not yet stable, this and that, until our government here, the government of Uganda, entered into a memorandum of understanding with the traders and said, no, we are going to ensure that you are paid. And that was 2010. Now, our government tried, in fact, His Excellency intervened, the President, General Yoweri Museveni, intervened, but as of now, nothing was done.
So he intervened by doing what?
He intervened by engaging his counterpart and also sending the Minister for Trade and Industry, then General Kahindo Tafire. He went with traders to Southern Sudan, and out of around 65 million, they were only paid 15 million. That was way back 2010. Now, all these years, they have been demanding, going there, taking trips to Southern Sudan. Nothing has been happening. Until of recent, when they said, no, let us now engage all other people who can support us. So they approached us, they wrote to us, the bus owners, and besides writing to us to be part of them, indirectly we have been part, because my two members of the buses are also victims of this. And besides, it is us still who take the traders, who transport the traders to Southern Sudan. So now the situation at hand is that we have come up as a team, touching Kasita, bus owners, and all these claimants. We are now one group. It is in that group that we formed different committees, and I was chosen to be the chair for the publicity, communication, and public awareness about this matter. On the 24th of February, after a press conference, the president called these traders. He met them and directed the Minister of Finance here, Honorable Mira Chiwanuka, to engage her counterpart in Southern Sudan and ensure that these traders are paid within 2 months, maximum 2 months.
So the meeting between the traders and the president has already happened?
It happened sometime back. Okay. In February on 25th.
All right, then so far you're not satisfied with the response?
What happened, which I want the public to know, is that the minister, here is the letter, immediately she wrote to her counterpart in Southern Sudan. And the team came, comprised of the Minister of Finance and their Attorney General. When they reached here, they came with a different agenda. Our minister had prepared an agenda, which agenda had a getaway of clearing these traders within a maximum of 2 months, as directed by His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, our president. Now, those people came, first of all, in the meeting, our traders were supposed to be
has the president's order been worked on? Has anything been
Nothing.
done? Nothing has been done.
Yes.
So what is the way forward now?
Now, the way forward, we are mounting pressure on the government of Southern Sudan. We have come up with resolutions of things we are going to implement in case they don't pay as soon as possible. And we don't even have 15 days from today unless they pay. Otherwise, we shall put what we have planned in action.
Thank you very much, Fred Bahati, the chairman of the South Sudan Traders Publicity Committee, who will be looking forward to getting more updates from you and as far as the way forward is concerned.
Good.
Thank you very much. Now, moving on, the girl who was gang raped by a group of Pakistani nationals last year has this morning left the Gender-Based Violence Coalition. She has been in custody of Action Aid since 15th October 2013, and she was discharged from Lago last year. Action Aid has pledged to continue supporting her. Two of the Pakistanis accused of the gang rape are still on remand in Wazira prison.
As you know, Mbabazi has been in the shelter with us for almost 6 months now, and it is only prudent that somebody associates with their family, and she's reached that stage where she's going to be resettled. If there is an agreement that is reached with the Pakistani community who want to support her, it has to be during a process. It's not just going to be hurried up.
She needs the family setting, that is one thing, and her security is guaranteed. At the point of any threats to her security, we are still on Babazi's side.
Ate mwebale okunzijanjaba ne muntuusa ku level eno ndi musanyufu nnyo. Mwebale nnyo gye mujja Mukama abaddizeewo ekibuno.
It's still coming up formation, and this is because the two perpetrators have not yet been arrested, so they cannot commit the two. Well, we have worked with the investigating officers, we have worked with the DPP, we have tried to involve the Inspector General of Police to a certain level. I must admit we haven't got an audience up to now.
World Culture Day is coming up on the 21st of March, and in Uganda it will be marked under the theme Culture, a tool for job creation, bridging the gap. The State Minister for Disabled People, Sulaiman Madada, said emphasis will be given to sensitizing the public about the recently passed anti-pornographic law and how it can be used to preserve culture. World Culture Day has been commemorated annually in Uganda since 1998.
I'm pleased to inform you that Uganda will join the rest of the UN member states to commemorate World Culture Day on Wednesday, 21st May 2014. The theme for the day is Culture, a tool for job creation, bridging the gaps. Our intention is to grow and expose potential of the creative industries to provide incomes, employment, and economic growth. Know how Muganda, Musoga, Mcholi dresses, and you see some new importation. That is cultural imperialism. So it is right that we continue to educate our people. And when people claim about human rights, we should be able to engage them in dialogue to understand and appreciate their culture within diversity.
This is NTV at ONE. We're now going to take a short break and come back with more news for you. Stay with us.
Sunlight adds fabric conditioners to washing powder to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and fragrance that lasts and lasts and lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning and
from the undulating plains straight to your home, we bring you exuberance and ultimate satisfaction of Riham's joy and fulfilling happiness. Fun all the time. Some moments cannot be measured, while some things are priceless. But moments like these are truly engraved in our hearts. Oh yeah. Enjoy Riham's infinite rewarding taste. Riham, home is where your heart is.
Power theft can not only cause destruction of properties and power outages, but can also lead to death.
This is today's Umeme outage report. To improve supply stability, maintenance was carried out in the following areas today.
Speak up and report power theft. It's a crime and affects everyone. Let's unite against power theft and save lives.
Showgas, clean, safe, user-friendly with distinct features that assist the customer smell any leaks. Gas and cylinders now available at all points of sale at an affordable price.
Welcome back. East African countries emerged top at the just concluded International Tourism Expo in Berlin, Germany, where 100 countries drawn from Africa, Asia and Europe participated. Rwanda's stall in particular was ranked best, while Uganda came fifth in the week-long convention where tourist visits and bookings are sourced for the year's destination by travel agents and hoteliers. The annual fair places on the table business opportunities worth over $30 billion that emerges from the Western travelers. A target by African market where the East African community is now banking on a single tourist visa in order to maximize arrivals.
We have one common slogan, and that is a borderless borders. All Uganda, Kenya and Rwanda have come together. We are marketing jointly. We had a joint press conference. We have a joint cocktail. We've been having discussions together. We have joint magazines. We have a joint website portal that is going to help accentuate this discussion.
So clearly, this has a very major effect in terms of intra-regional visitation and also in terms of attracting people from outside the region. Now that in itself is a starting point. Then the next thing also that we have done, and also related to the whole aspect about the protocol, is having the three countries having one single destination booth. And this is what we have here at ITV in Berlin.
As a Kenya, Rwanda and Uganda, we believe that we will benefit from the increase of travelers to the region as well as intra-region movements. The cross-border visa will support intra-regional travel between the participating countries through new joint marketing and trade opportunities.
On the international scene, former Libyan Prime Minister Ali Zaidan has defied a travel ban and left the country hours after Parliament removed him from office in a no-confidence vote.
Zaidan was in Malta for 2 hours late on Tuesday on a refueling stop before going to another European country.
Apologies for that sound glitch, but we'll be bringing you that story in our subsequent bulletins later on. Let's go on to sports now. Holders Bayern Munich booked their first place in the Champions League's quarterfinals despite Arsenal earning a 1-1 draw in Bavaria, while Diego Costa extended his rich vein of form with a double as Atletico Madrid thumped AC Milan 4-1 to send the 7-times winners packing and secure a place in the quarterfinals for the first time in years.
Arsenal exited the Champions League at the first knockout stage for the 4th year in a row after drawing at holders Bayern Munich. A second-half Bastian Schweinsteiger goal gave Bayern a brief lead before Arsenal's Lukas Podolski equalized with a thunderbolt of a shot as the tie finished 3-1 on aggregate. Arsenal, who also went out at the same stage of the competition to the same opponents last season, failed to overturn their 2-0 deficit from the first leg 3 weeks ago. Amidst hopes of repeating last season's shock 2-0 win in Munich, Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger made 6 changes from the team which lost to Bayern in London. Lukas Fabianski was named in goal for the suspended Wojciech Szczesny, who was sent off in the first leg. Diego Costa kept a record of scoring in every Champions League game he played this season as Atletico Madrid beat AC Milan to reach the quarterfinals for the first time since 1997. Costa, who struck in Atletico's 1-0 win at the San Siro in the first leg of the last 16 tie and has 7 goals in 5 appearances in Europe's elite club competition, opened the scoring in the 3rd minute with an acrobatic volley. Kaka leveled with a header in the 27th as Milan briefly took control of the match before Ada Turan's deflected effort sailed into the net 5 minutes before halftime to restore the home team's lead. Raul Garcia headed Atletico's third in the 71st minute, and Costa struck again 5 minutes from time to seal a 5-1 aggregate success.
Let's just bring you back that Libya story of former Libyan Prime Minister Ali Zidane who has defied the travel ban and left the country hours after Parliament removed him from office in a no-confidence vote.
Zidane was in Malta for 2 hours late on Tuesday on a refueling stop before going to another European country, the Iran's Prime Minister Joseph Muscat said. Muscat told state-owned television TVM that he spoke briefly to Zidane, who was banned from traveling abroad because of his suspected involvement in the embezzlement of public funds. Libya's parliament voted Zidane out of office on Tuesday after rebels humiliated the government by loading crude on a tanker that fled from naval forces. Parliament saw in Defense Minister Abdallah Al-Thin as acting Prime Minister. State Prosecutor Abdel Kader said in Tripoli that he had banned Zidane from traveling abroad because he faced an investigation over the alleged financial irregularities. Zidane's whereabouts are unknown. Officials in Tripoli could not confirm his departure. The no-confidence motion against Zidane was approved by 124 of the 194 members of Parliament, 4 more than the majority required, MPs said. MP Sulaiman Al-Zubi told the AFP news agency that Defense Minister Abdul Al-Thin was named interim Prime Minister for 2 weeks. The Assembly now has to agree on a permanent replacement. And elsewhere, a senior U.S. senator has accused the CIA of criminal activity in improper searching a computer network set up for lawmakers investigating allegations of torture. Democrat Dianne Feinstein, in a speech on the Senate floor on Tuesday, publicly aired an intense but formally quiet dispute between Congress and the spy agency. The criticism by Feinstein is particularly biting because she has been one of the main defenders of intelligence agencies at a time when they have been sharply criticized at home and abroad following revelations about mass surveillance programs.
I have grave concerns that the CIA's search may well have violated the separation of powers principles embodied in the United States Constitution.
The CIA Director John Brennan, asked about Feinstein's accusations, said the agency was not trying to stop the committee's report and that it had not hacked into Senate computers. At issue now is whether the CIA violated an agreement made with the Senate Intelligence Committee about monitoring the panel's use of CIA computers.
That brings NTV at ONE to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Coming up, famous sports magazine Omumuli.
NTV, turning on your world.
Smelling nice and being tough can go together. The freshness of fabric conditioner is now combined with the best ever stain removal of Omo. New Omo, best ever stain removal with fabric conditioner fresh.